We got a comparison video with the Adidas Adizero Evo SL, which is arguably one of the best daily trainers right now, and it's going against the Adios Pro 4. And actually, before we go ahead and get straight into it, I want you guys to let me know what your thoughts are on both these sneakers if you have heard about any of them already. Let's go ahead and get straight into it.
We are filming live from Portugal because I'm out here with Adidas, and we are out here for the Outside Pace 2024 event where we have been so kindly gifted the Adidas ADIOS PRO 4s, which actually do not come out on the market until January next year.
Damn.
I've also got with me the Adidas Adizero Evo SLs. So these are more of an easy shoe for tempos as well and just getting your sessions in. But these are obviously what I and many have been looking forward to, especially if you're like me and you've run every single one of your races in the ADIOS Pro 3s. You and I have been so keenly awaiting the ADIOS Pro 4s. These are so different, and I want to talk about these first, and then we'll talk about these, and then I want to just do a quick comparison because literally if you put them side by side, they look exactly the same. So let's talk about what's different. Alright, so I have only done one session in these so far, and these felt so good. The best way that I could describe the difference between these and the Pro 3s is that the Pro 3s were always so great to me, and I always chose them for any distance from 5K to marathon for the past 2 years. But there was always some like rigidness and firmness in the shoe, and especially along the bottoms they typically felt very uneven, and for any races where you were running along cobblestones, sometimes it felt like if I just took one wrong misstep I would definitely roll my ankle, and that would be an injury for me.
Then why running them?
These are so different in the sense that they not only feel a lot more stable, and the bottom just feels like you definitely feel like you've got more like flatness. You don't feel like you're kind of like wobbling around. Like the best way that I could describe the Pro 3s is like you're walking a little bit like in high heels, not totally, but just like that bit of awkwardness initially if you're trying it for the first time, whereas these actually feel to me very similar to some of the New Balance SC Elite and SC trainer shoes that I've been wearing recently, in the sense that they're just more flat. They feel more like a normal shoe, and I really am enjoying these. Another thing that I think is super noteworthy is that the cushion in these is next level and so different to the ADIOS Pro 3s. I tend to get to the end of marathons in the Pro 3s and I would always have a bit of pain in my feet, and it typically was because my foot just kept hitting the bottoms of the Pro 3s, and the Pro 3s to me just didn't have anywhere near as much cushion as these do. These actually feel like more of a normal shoe, like you're not putting on a like carbon plated fancy schmancy fast shoe. These just feel like normal, but also you still feel so fast. You still feel that bounce, and you still feel like you're being propelled forward. And in today's session, for example, we did a mile tempo and then 8x400 meter reps, and these felt incredible. We even have a little bit of the track left on the bottom of the shoe, but these were so good, and I felt so quick in them. There was absolutely no pain. I think as well, when you're looking at the upper, the Pro 3s definitely felt a lot more rigid and rough in terms of the like feeling of it, and sometimes like
I'm not blocking that, y'all. My bad. I think I'm blocking it on the right side or left side. Move myself right here.
Complain about just like how that would either like cut into their foot, or you would like feel just like not as comfortable in them, whereas like the material on these is definitely a lot softer, and it feels more like you're putting on, again, a normal shoe that's not like really rough or rigid or firm. This just feels like they solved all of those problems and made it totally better, and I 100% will be looking forward to racing in these in 2025 with London Marathon, GFA being my latest race news, and so these are definitely a huge contender for London Marathon 2025 for my race day shoe, so we'll have to see. Alright, now these—
That's crazy, y'all. I don't want to pause too much, but I realize most of these people that review these shoes are like marathon runners. That is
always
crazy.
like looked at these, and I
I'm
would
yet
see
to run a
people wearing
marathon.
these, and I would always think like,
For
are
sure
people
in
just wearing the
2025,
Pro
I gotta at
4s,
least
or these just
run
like
one
another
marathon,
iteration of the
y'all.
Pro 4s? But these are, like I said, the Adizero Evo SLs. These are meant to be just for easier and tempo sessions, and I did take them on an easy run yesterday, and they felt really great. Again, like, to me, when I compare this to especially previous iterations of their Adizero SLs, definitely a lot different. I personally was not a huge fan of the previous Adizero SLs. I felt like there was a lot less like cushion on the bottom, and I didn't feel as
Really, the
supported
stack
in
height looks the
those.
same, no?
I don't actually have them anymore because I've given them away, and I'm
Dang, they were that
excited to
bad?
now have these because these actually feel like
That's crazy.
something that would be my everyday go-to shoe that I would be very worried about getting dirty with both of these shoes because they're so beautiful. But it just feels so comfortable. It feels like something that I can put on to walk around in, but it also feels like one that I would wear for easy runs. I have yet to try it for any sort of tempo sessions, but again, these look so cool, and obviously look just like the Pro Evo ones, and these are just going to be a lot nicer to wear for easier runs and any other sessions during my training. So in terms of what the difference is between these, Adidas recommends these more so for race day, obviously. These have been modeled after the Evos, and from some of the elite athletes that are here on this trip, I have asked their personal preference between the Evos and the Pro 4s, and almost every single one of them have said that they prefer the Pro 4s just because it feels like, obviously you've got more cushion, and with the Pro Evo ones, which I've never seen or held or like felt, apparently those are a lot more rigid and firm and just not as comfortable, and these just feel a lot more comfortable and cushiony to them. But these have been modeled after those, and so it'll be great to see sort of like what comes next even following this. But I am really excited to try this, especially for race day, and like I said, I've raced every distance in the Pro 3s, so I am excited to see how quick we can go in the Pro 4s. Now in terms of the Adizero Evo SLs, Adidas recommends that these be used more for tempo sessions, and so these are going to be great to incorporate for any sort of progression runs, tempo runs, and I'll be excited to see what this is like for any sessions coming up in the future. But again, like, this shoe is definitely one of those shoes where you just don't feel like you're wearing something quick on your feet, whereas like obviously you put on the Pro 4 and you know that you're putting on a fast shoe, but this feels good, but it doesn't feel like it's meant to be a fast shoe, but one of those shoes that I would think like you would be able to go quick in. And yeah, I'll have to test that out for myself and see what they're like, but definitely going to be wearing this for tomorrow's long run that we have, which I'm really excited to just see what it's like on more mileage, just to get that in and yeah, continue to test them out. All right, but now let's try them on. Let's listen to the ASMR sounds. Let's see what they're like and just see how they
I didn't even know we'd
feel,
still do
and
ASMR
I'll
in
give you a
2025.
little
That's
quick
crazy.
sneak peek.
She got them racer calves. That's crazy. They look super light and comfortable. And I'm saying like I didn't have on one hand. Ooh,
They just feel really comfortable, really soft, and they definitely just feel like an easy run shoe. I don't feel like I'm putting on anything that is remotely like plated or quick in any way, and I am really enjoying just like how they feel just like very comfortable and easy to put on, nothing that you're like necessarily breaking in or having to feel like you have to wear a few times or get through a couple of pains before you get used to them. I feel like I put these on, they felt great from the start, and I think that these are going to be such a great shoe that I'll be so interested to see just like how quick we can go with like tempo runs and how they support you during tempos, progressions, and all those kinds of runs. But honestly, my notes are all positive. Like, they feel so good, so comfortable and cushiony and soft, but at the same time you can feel just like a little bit of like plate, not, I feel like you can feel like a little bit of like something like right there that you can kind of feel like would propel you forward and sort of like push you off.
Interesting.
Do you think you could run fast in them?
I think I could. I feel like what it reminds me of actually is I've had some people reach out about the Rebel V4s from New Balance that I shared about a few videos back. And ever since I started trying them out, I have gotten some DMs on social media saying that even though they're not plated, they're actually meant to be like something that forms to your foot, and over time, like, you do get quicker, and they are meant for tempo and progression runs, even though they don't feel like a quick shoe. And so in somewhat of a similar way, like, I think that those definitely felt a lot slower, and I didn't feel like there was as much in the bottom of my foot, whereas I definitely do feel something in the bottom of these. I just don't know what it is, but I definitely feel like I could do like a really good tempo session in these, so we'll have to test it and see. Now let's try the long-awaited Adios Pro 4s.
Yep.
I will say the tongue definitely, like, it is kind of constrained and there's not much to pull up, but I'm not really complaining because I think our head coach was saying that that was something that people complained about in terms of the tongue cutting into their foot. So it sort of just like stays in place, but the material is super, super comfortable.
Seems very
I
tight.
I could describe this material on top as like,
but the stack
more
looks higher too.
rubbery almost, and just like, I don't know, even around the back of your heel, you're not getting as like rigid and hard of a material. Like, even the back is like really like kind of soft and really nice and comfortable. But I really think that these are really, really cool. And again, like, even the bottoms, they look somewhat similar to the Pro 3s, and I'll have to compare them when I get back, but they definitely just feel a lot more like I'm not going to fall over if I walk along cobblestones. They just feel much more stable, and I feel more like I could run over cobblestones if I had to during a marathon or, say, Big Half. These feel just really good. Like, you definitely feel like they're a quick shoe, but again, like, I don't feel as unstable as I used to walking around in the Pro 3s. I think with the Pro 3s, that's just something that you get used to over time, and you just like, I love the shoe so much that I was like, there were things that I was willing to look past, whereas I feel like now with the Pro 4s, they've definitely fixed all of those things, and now it's just like a shoe that I love so much, and I'm like really, really excited to see what they would be like to race in different distances in the new year. And yeah, gonna definitely eye up some races, sign up for some more races to see like what these shoes would be like at different distances, and yeah, we'll see what they're like. All right, well, that wraps up today's video. I just wanted to quickly make
Let's see what you guys say,
little
actually.
video comparing the two. Now that I've
Yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought of both. But yeah, I feel like they're kind of two different sneakers for two different worlds. So I don't know if they're really comparable, because it seems like the Adios Pro 4 is more of a race day, and the Evo SL is more of like that daily trainer for those runs you have, like those tempo runs, progression runs, and things of that nature. But this was a great video, y'all. All in all, this was a great video. Before I go ahead and end this video off, y'all comment down below what y'all thought about these sneakers. Which one would you cop over which one? But with that being said, if you do want to see some more reactions, if you do want to see some more review videos just like this one, go ahead and click the playlist right here. I'll see you in that one.